Evening, blind sniper here. Back out here with old school again. My Remington been working on it. Okay, I put a ADE scope on here, 5 by 20 by 50, so I could see what was going on. I had to order me some dovetail mounts to get it to go on here. Also on the gun, I took a check of the trigger, and my trigger weight or trigger pull was 5.5 to 6 pounds, and I couldn't hit nothing. Well, I cut the trigger, took 2 loops off the spring, and it dropped it down to 4 pounds. I still wasn't satisfied, so I cut another 2 loops off, and it come down to 3 pounds. I wasn't satisfied. I like that 2.5. So I said, well, I'm gonna have to hit it again. So this time I said, well, I'll take 1 loop off. Then something told me, said, no, I'll go ahead and take 2 loops. So I took 2 more loops off, and I shouldn't have done that, because then I couldn't get it to stay cocked. Every time I throw it in the ram, it'd fire. Throw it in the ram, it'd fire. So I had to take the spring back out. I didn't have another spring. So what I did, I kept messing with it, working with it, until I stretched it a little bit, put it back in, and it working again. But again, I've got around 3 pounds of pull, which that might be as low as I can get it. I'm gonna go ahead and order me a couple more springs, because I know a place that sells parts for these guns, and I'm gonna order me a couple more springs and still experiment with it a little bit, and just make sure I got one that I can put back here and make it shoot in case I screw up too bad. But I also worked on my clip until my other one gets here, and really there's nothing to these clips. You can't take the bottom off, you can't open it up. I don't know why them 2 holes is there, unless it's just to get waste out of there or something, because there's nothing in there. They just hollow holes. It doesn't unsnap from the side or anything like that. The only thing I could find to even adjust on here, it's got a metal band or spring, if that's what you want to call it, around the top edge right here. So what I did, I took a pair of needle nose pliers, and I bent the 2 sides in a little bit, squeezed them in, and it seemed to do a little better, but it wanted to still come out the back side of it. So I squeezed the back side a little bit, and that kind of held them in there. But I think it's working loose again, because I'm having a problem with some of them popping back out. So needless to say, I'll be glad when the new magazine gets here. I ordered one. The guy was out of town. I spoke with him. He was out of town. He couldn't ship it. He makes them himself. They weld them. They're welded metal type. But he said he would be back in today, which is Saturday afternoon. And he said he would ship it then. And he was the man of his word. That's what he done. He shipped it. And he's done got the post office, done picked it up. So, but it's coming out of Florida, so I figure it's probably gonna be the first or the middle of next week before I get it. So needless to say, I still got some issues with the rifle that needs to be worked through. But scope and all that really made a tremendous difference. This morning I was out here when I was decided to cut it, and I don't know if y'all remember or not, but this was what I was getting. They were shooting high here and high here, and they were spread out here, all like that. Well, I come out here this morning, and after I had cut the spring, and I got this, and this was standard velocity. So I got this. Then I come over here, and this was standard velocity. I got this here, and this was standard velocity. But this standard velocity was a 10 shotter, and I was messing around with it. This really was the first one I shot, and I was messing around with it. But once I said I hit bullseye, I said it is doable. So that's when I made some adjustments, and then I went to 50 yards. Yes, 50 yards is a whole lot better than what it was the other day. when I first shot that rifle, because remember I was getting like a 4.5 to 5 inch spread, and some of them, I mean, it was just ugly, period, ugly. Well, today I got out here, and I don't care what ammo I put in it, whether it's velocity. I even used Federal auto match. I used subsonic, CCI subsonic lead. I've used CCI. No, I used subsonic CCI subsonic lead. I used it, and then I also used Remington subsonic, but it's a brass, not brass, copper coated on the lead. But anyway, this is what I got. Now it's gonna be confusing for y'all because you weren't here to see me shoot it. But right here, all this right here is 10 shots, not counting this one. But all this right over here is 10 shots. That's the Remington subsonic. Right over here, all this is the CCI subsonic. Right there. And over here is 10 shots. This is not part of it, and these two here is not part of it. All of it's right here around this diamond. That is the Clean 22 semi-auto. It's by CCI. That's what that is. So right here, not counting this one, right here, and right here is what I'm getting now. Down here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 3 right here together. That's 3 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that was auto match. That's right. That was auto match right there. Because I wanted to test the auto match to see how it would do. This is auto match, and this is auto match. I didn't shoot no 10 on auto. Well, I did shoot 10, but I just shot a 5 group here. Oh no, there it is. I'm wrong. It's not 3 right there. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't see that one right down there. Okay, that's still pretty good for auto match. And then right here, this is auto match. Now this is the one that had 3 in it. There it is. 1, 2, 3. I can even see the shape of the holes. And there's the other 2. And that was Federal auto match. So needless to say, the Remington, old Remington 581, can shoot, and it is an old tack driver from years ago. Like I said, it needed some tender love and care because it hadn't been took care of. The trigger group was clean as a whistle. Somebody took very good care of that rifle because it was clean as it could be. The old grease that they usually put in it at Remington was gone. Somebody had done been into it before. And it was just spotless, had oil in it instead of grease. But the only thing they done that's got me a little weary, and I'm gonna have to talk to a gunsmith about it, is the trigger group. There is a set screw on the bottom of the housing that you tighten to put tension on the rest of your mechanisms in there to keep them from sliding out like the pins. Well, ever who took it apart herself one time, why they took it all right apart, I don't know, unless it was just full of grease, because they said Remington was notorious for it. But they stripped the head of that screw. I can't tighten it and I can't loosen it. It's not a set screw, it's a regular screw. I'm hoping I can see a gunsmith and maybe he can get it out, retap it, something, whatever he can do, and put me a set screw in there instead of a regular head screw. Because all it's made for is just to put tension, to pull on that trigger housing, to put tension on them pins to keep them sliding out. Now they're not sliding out, but I'm just weary of it. So needless to say, there's a few things to work out. I love the way this gun shoots now. That 5.5, I always thought people were full of crap. I'm not gonna lie, I did. I thought they were full of crap when they're talking about, oh, I can pull that trigger. I can tell that's a 5, 6 pound trigger. You know, all that stuff there. Because I've never experienced it before. I've never had a trigger that heavy on any of my guns. But buddy, when I pulled that one, I said, something ain't right with this trigger. And when I went and got my scale and used it on there, it was 5.5. Sometimes it was 6. That's right. I said I had a 5.5 to 6 pound pull on the trigger spring. Now I'm getting an average of 3. Sometimes I'll get a little less than 3. Sometimes I'll go a hair over 3, but it's hanging right there around 3. So I can live with that. I'm getting pretty decent shots, getting good groups again with this rifle. So blind sniper still gonna work on it some. Like I say, I got another magazine coming in. It's an all metal magazine. I'm gonna order me some more springs just for safety issue, because like I said, I stretched it out to get it to work after I got it where it was going off when I put it in battery. So time I moved the bolt forward, pow, it would click. I ain't talking about, I didn't have it loaded or nothing. It was empty, but I could feel it click, clack, clack, clack. I said, shoot, I done messed it up. I went too short on the spring. So I didn't know what to do, because I knew it'd take a while for a new spring to get here. So I said, well, I can't tear up the spring no worse than what it is. I said, I'm gonna try to stretch it. That's a tough spring. That's a very tough spring. And if you'd seen the way I'd done it, you would have said I never would have believed it. But you can't just grab it between your fingers and pull on it and think you're gonna stretch it, because it ain't gonna work like that. I had to take 2 needle nose, pair of pliers, and a punch. I slid the spring over top of the punch where it fit all the way on there, and then I took a pair of needle nose pliers and gripped the hold of it, and took another pair of needle nose pliers and gripped the hold of just the spring on the other end, and I kept prising up on it, stretching it little by little, to keep it from losing its form. But anyway, this is Blind Sniper. He's getting ready to go in. I'm gonna shoot one more round of this subsonic 22, because I love the way it shoots. I'm in love with this gun. It's not the best gun I got now, don't get me wrong, but for me to pay as little as I did for it, and it look as well as it looks, but it does have some dings on it. I was wrong when I said it was dingless and in perfect shape. It does have some dings on it. Now, I did look up the numbers on here. This gun was made in 1970, which was, I think, the 3rd or 4th year that they were in production. I think the first production of it was 1967, and this is a 1970, so it's about a 3-year. If I got my dates right. I know my dates right on it being a 70, but I'm talking about the company making them. I think they started in 67. But so she's an old one. But I guarantee you she was rough during her days. But I learned a lot about them. I've learned what the difference between the 580, 581, and the 582 is, and the 540s and the 541 and 541Ts and all this stuff here. I've learned a lot about these things. And there's a 581S out there, which is a sporter model, which is just a more fancier stock, is all it basically is. It's the same mechanism, the same action, everything's the same except for the stock. It's just got a lot more fancy diamonds cut into it and stuff like that there, because they cut them into it back then. They didn't press them in like they do nowadays. But anyway, this is Blind Sniper. I hope you enjoy looking at it. I hope you enjoy what I showed you out there, because I'm telling you right now, I am very pleased with this gun. Very, very pleased. At 35 yards, when I seen what I had at 25 yards, when I seen what I had, I said, well, I got to take it on out to 50 now. And got disappointed when I had 3 pound, and I got greedy. I guess that's the only word I can use. I just got greedy. I wanted it down to 2 pound. And where I should have just snipped off 1 ring, I ended up snipping off 2 rings, and that made it where it wouldn't fire right. But anyway, this is Blind Sniper. God bless you. God love you. Take care. Please like, subscribe, and share, and hit that like button so it'll circulate around a little bit. That helps me get it circulating from what I understand from what people tell me. That like button needs to be hit. So hit that like button and let my videos get around a little bit. Subscribe so I can get online live or something. And pretty soon, I'm out here now. It's cloudy as all get out. It's been raining all morning, and for the last 2 days it's been raining. It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow, so we're not getting much done around here. And I'm not be able to do too much shooting, so right now I'm cleaning rifles and working on rifles. But God bless you. God love you. All of you take care. All right. This is Blind Sniper. He is gone. Thank you.